You see, there is something rather peculiar that happens when you begin to wake up. You've done the work, you've found your center, and yet you find yourself entangled with someone who is, shall we say, living in a completely different reality. Why is it that the more conscious you become, the more you seem to attract partners who are emotionally cold, trapped in their wounds, or completely uninterested in the light you've found? Why do you try to build a sanctuary of peace with someone who is still at war with themselves? You tell yourself that your awareness can bridge the gap, that your love can wake them up. But let me tell you what is actually happening. Because choosing an unconscious partner is not an accident. It is a pattern you've been following without even knowing it. And before you think this is about feeling superior, let me stop you right there. This is not about being better than anyone, nor is it about claiming some spiritual high ground. This is about something far more interesting and far more painful. It is about a pattern so deep, so unconscious, that even the most aware people fall into it without realizing what they are doing. You see, the mind has a peculiar way of seeking out what it knows, even if what it knows is exactly what causes it to suffer. We are looking at a psychological trap that operates beneath the surface of your awareness, a silent force that dictates who you let into your life and why. Let me tell you about the 5 hidden reasons why this happens, the specific mechanisms that draw the conscious soul toward its own opposite. The first reason conscious souls choose unconscious partners is the most difficult to admit. They are trying to save themselves by saving someone else. You see, when you wake up, when you begin to see clearly, you also begin to see your own wounds with terrible clarity. You see the places where you were not loved properly, the places where you learned that love was conditional, that you had to earn it, that you were not enough as you were. And this seeing is painful. It's like turning on the lights in a room you've kept dark for decades. Everything is revealed. The mess, the damage, the years of accumulated hurt. And the instinct, the very human instinct, is to look away, to find something, anything, to focus on besides your own pain. And that's exactly when the unconscious partner shows up. The person who is clearly struggling, clearly wounded, clearly in need of help. And suddenly, you have a project. You have a mission. You can pour all your energy into fixing them, healing them, waking them up. And in doing so, you don't have to face the fact that you still need fixing, healing, waking up yourself. It's a brilliant distraction, really. You get to feel useful, needed, important. You get to play the role of the awakened one, the healer, the guide. And all the while, your own wounds remain untouched, safely hidden beneath your noble efforts to save someone else. I once knew a woman who had done years of spiritual work. She could speak beautifully about boundaries and self-love and conscious relating. But every partner she chose was emotionally unavailable, addicted to something, or completely uninterested in growth. And when I asked her why, she said, "I see their potential. I see who they could become." But here's what she couldn't see. She was choosing people who would never fully show up for her, because deep down, she didn't believe she deserved someone who would. Her childhood had taught her that love meant working hard, proving yourself, earning affection through service. And so she kept recreating that dynamic, choosing partners who required endless effort, endless patience, endless sacrifice, because that's what love felt like to her. If it was easy, if someone simply loved her without her having to fix them first, it didn't register as real. The second reason is even more subtle. Conscious souls choose unconscious partners because unconscious partners feel familiar. And the human nervous system craves familiarity above almost everything else, even above happiness. Think about it. Your childhood, whatever it was, became your normal. If your parents were emotionally distant, distance feels like home. If love came with conditions, conditional love feels right. If you had to walk on eggshells, anxiety feels like the baseline. And so when you meet someone who is healthy, who is available, who is ready for real intimacy, something in you recoils. Not because you don't want these things, but because they feel foreign, they feel unsafe. Your nervous system says, this is not what love looks like. This is not how it's supposed to feel. But when you meet someone who is unavailable, who is inconsistent, who makes you work for every scrap of affection, your nervous system says, ah yes, this I know. This is home. It's like a person who grew up in a house that was always cold. Even as an adult, even when they can afford heating, they keep their house cold because warmth feels wrong. It feels excessive. It makes them uncomfortable. You might have done all the conscious work in the world. You might understand your problems intellectually, but the body remembers. The nervous system remembers. And it will pull you toward what feels familiar, even when what feels familiar is exactly what hurt you in the first place. The third reason conscious souls choose unconscious partners is because they are afraid of being truly seen. Now this sounds backwards, doesn't it? Surely the conscious person wants to be seen. Surely they've done all this work precisely so they can show up authentically. But here's the paradox. When you are with an unconscious partner, someone who is not paying attention, who is caught up in their own drama, who is not really present, you can hide. You can maintain certain illusions about yourself. You can avoid the parts of you that are still messy, still unhealed, still very much in process. An unconscious partner won't notice your contradictions. They won't call you out when you're being inauthentic. They won't see through your spiritual persona to the frightened human underneath. They are too busy with their own stuff to really look at you. But a conscious partner, someone who is awake, who is present, who is paying attention, they will see everything. They will see when you're performing. They will notice when you're hiding. They will feel when you're not being real. And that level of visibility is terrifying. Because what if they see you completely and decide you're not enough? What if all your spiritual work, all your growth, all your awareness, what if it's still not sufficient? What if the real you, the one beneath all the work you've done, is still somehow unlovable? With an unconscious partner, you never have to find out. You can stay safely hidden behind your role as the more aware one, the helper, the guide. You can focus on their growth and avoid the terrifying vulnerability of being fully known. The fourth reason is about control. And before you protest, before you say, "But I'm not controlling, I've worked on that," listen. This is not about the obvious kind of control. This is about something more subtle. When you choose an unconscious partner, you maintain a certain power in the relationship. You are the one who sees clearly. You are the one who understands the patterns. You are the one who knows what's really going on. And this creates an imbalance that, if you're honest, feels somewhat safe. Because if you're always the more conscious one, you never have to surrender completely. You never have to trust fully. You never have to let go and fall into the relationship without knowing you can catch yourself. A conscious partner would meet you as an equal. They would see through your defenses, just as you see through theirs. They would challenge you, push back, refuse to let you hide behind your awareness. And that equality, that mutual seeing, requires a level of surrender that is absolutely terrifying. It means you can't be the teacher anymore. You can't be the one who has it figured out. You have to be vulnerable, uncertain, human. You have to admit that despite all your work, you're still learning, still growing, still making mistakes. With an unconscious partner, you get to maintain the illusion that you're further along than you are. You get to be the wise one, the patient one, the one who understands. And this feels better than admitting that you're just as lost as everyone else, just lost in a different way. The fifth reason, and this is the deepest one, is that conscious souls choose unconscious partners because they are still trying to earn love. Despite all the work they've done, despite all the understanding they've gained, there's still a part of them that believes love must be worked for, struggled for, proven. And an unconscious partner provides the perfect arena for this belief to play out. They are difficult, unavailable, inconsistent. And so you can spend all your energy trying to earn their love, trying to be good enough, trying to finally be the one who breaks through their walls. If you succeed, if you finally get them to love you, to see you, to choose you, then you'll have proof. Proof that you're worthy. Proof that you're enough. Proof that you can be loved. But here's the trap. You never succeed. Not really. Because an unconscious partner cannot give you what you're looking for. They cannot see you clearly enough to validate you. They cannot love you fully enough to heal you. They cannot be present enough to make you feel secure. And so you keep trying, you keep giving, you keep hoping that if you just love them better, understand them more, be patient a little longer, they'll finally wake up and love you the way you need to be loved. But they won't. Not because they're bad people, but because they're not awake. They are still caught in their own patterns, their own wounds, their own unconscious dance. And you cannot wake someone up by loving them harder. You cannot heal someone by sacrificing yourself. The only person you can wake up is yourself. The only person you can heal is yourself. And the moment you truly understand this, the moment you stop trying to earn love and start simply being love, everything changes. So what do you do with all of this? How do you break the pattern? First, you have to be completely honest with yourself. Look at your relationship history. Really look at it. Not the story you tell yourself about bad luck or wrong timing, but the actual pattern. What kind of people do you choose? What do they have in common? And more importantly, what does choosing them allow you to avoid in yourself? This is not comfortable work. It requires you to admit that you've been complicit in your own suffering, that you've been choosing people who cannot meet you because some part of you doesn't want to be met, that you've been hiding behind your role as the conscious one, the healer, the patient partner. Second, you have to grieve. You have to grieve the fantasy that you can save someone into loving you. You have to grieve the belief that if you're just good enough, aware enough, loving enough, you can make an unconscious person wake up. You have to grieve the years you've spent trying to earn what should have been freely given. This grief is necessary. It's the death of the old pattern. And like all deaths, it hurts. But on the other side of it is freedom. Third, you have to learn to tolerate being truly seen. This means choosing differently. This means when you meet someone who is actually available, actually conscious, actually capable of real intimacy, you don't run. You don't find reasons why they're wrong for you. You don't sabotage it because it feels too easy, too good, too unfamiliar. You sit with the discomfort of being met as an equal. You practice letting someone see your mess, your contradictions, your still healing wounds. You learn that real love is not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about being honest, being present, being willing to grow together. Fourth, you have to stop using relationships as a distraction from your own inner work. This means spending time alone, real time. Not just physical solitude, but psychological solitude. Time where you're not thinking about someone else, not trying to figure them out, not planning how to help them or change them or make them see. Time where you sit with yourself and ask, what am I still avoiding? What wound am I still trying to heal through someone else? What do I still believe about myself that makes me choose people who cannot truly love me? And finally, you have to understand something fundamental. You cannot have a conscious relationship with an unconscious partner. It's impossible. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone who's asleep. You can talk all you want, but they're not really there. A conscious relationship requires two people who are awake, two people who have done their work, two people who are willing to be vulnerable, to be honest, to be present, two people who don't need each other to be complete, but choose each other because the choosing itself is joyful. This kind of relationship is rare, not because conscious people are rare, though they are, but because it requires both people to be ready at the same time. And readiness cannot be forced, or faked, or created through effort. So here's what I'm telling you. If you keep choosing unconscious partners, stop blaming them. Stop thinking you just haven't met the right person yet. Stop believing that the next one will be different. Instead, look at yourself. Look at what you're still trying to prove. Look at what you're still trying to earn. Look at what you're still trying to avoid. Because the pattern will continue until you see it. Until you really see it. Until you understand that you're not choosing unconscious partners despite your consciousness. You're choosing them because of something still unconscious in you. And the moment you see this, the moment you really get it, the pattern loses its power. Not because you force yourself to choose differently, but because you finally understand what you've been doing. And understanding is transformation. You stop needing to save anyone because you finally saved yourself. You stop trying to earn love because you've finally given it to yourself. You stop choosing people who can't see you because you finally learned to see yourself. And from that place, if a relationship comes, it comes differently. Not as a rescue mission, or a proving ground, or a familiar reenactment of old wounds, but as a meeting of two whole people who don't need each other, but enjoy each other. Who don't complete each other, but complement each other. Who don't fix each other, but witness each other. This is what becomes possible when you stop the pattern. Not the fairy tale romance you were sold as a child, but something real, something honest, something that doesn't require you to abandon yourself to have it. The conscious soul doesn't need an unconscious partner. They never did. They just needed to wake up to why they kept choosing them. And in that waking up, they finally become free to choose differently, or to choose nothing at all, and discover that they were never incomplete in the first place. Because here's the final secret. The love you've been seeking in all these unconscious partners, the love you've been trying to earn and prove and work for, it was never out there. It was always in here. You are it. You've always been it. And the moment you stop looking for it in someone who can't give it, you discover it was never missing at all.